What up, man? It's your boy D, aka Mr. Live at 5. Now you in tune to Where You Ass podcast, man. So today your boy Solo, man. Solo Dolo. The boy T1, he got a thing to do with the family, came up. He forgot that he had this plan, which I do too. You know, that's a good thing about being married. You got that significant other to remind you, hey man, you got other appointments to attend to. But Blue DJ Blue got she got booked for a gig, so she's gonna be out tonight too. So it looks like y'all stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? And I got a special guest tonight. A lot of people might know him already. Uh, he's well established, I would say. He's well known. Uh, but I ain't gonna let y'all know who that is until it's time to bring him on. But man, yeah, the usual, man. Subscribe. Um, all that good stuff. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share the content, man. Those numbers mean a lot to us when y'all share that content. Um, Other than that, man, we're gonna have a good time, man. Even though I'm solo dolo, I don't know, they might not come back to a podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good, man. We gonna do what we do. We're gonna talk our shit and we're gonna keep it raw like we usually do. What up, Ben? Shout out to our faithful people that tune in, man. We got a nice consistent following of some people. So, shout out to those people. Um, tonight, I'm in a good mood today. I went and got some stuff, for my studio. I went and got a couple of things. So, things are looking good, man. I'm about to get ready to get my little studio built, and me and the wife and the kids went to Best Buy and bought a couple things to add to that. So I'm in a good mood today. You know what I'm saying? But since I'm such in a good mood, man, at the end of this podcast, man, I might cash out somebody some money, man. It depends on how I'm feeling as far as the amount go, but I feel like blessing somebody, man. I feel like blessing somebody. So, for y'all who tune in, man, Overtime Hustling, man, what's up? For all y'all that's tuning in, man, make sure y'all share. If you do me a big favor and share, man, so we can get this content out there, man. The more people that tune in, the better that looks when we looking for sponsors and people communicating us with ads. We get more leverage. You know what I'm saying, to play with. But until my guests show up, hold on, let me see. Until my guest comes, y'all just got me. So I'm gonna do it like this. So first of all, my name is D. Introduction to myself. My name is D from the East Side, San Antonio, Texas. You know what I'm saying? Born and raised in San Antonio. Born and raised in the sticks, Dory Street, 600 block dead end. No gang affiliation. I was just born and raised in the sticks. So, I actually have another YouTube channel, Live at 5 Studios. If y'all want to go subscribe to that, very, very much appreciate that. Got some content coming over there. I do a lot of interviews, Black-owned businesses mainly, but I'm entrepreneurs is my big focus. I like to interview those entrepreneur types, and I also just like to interview any regular people. My slogan is everybody has a story to tell. So it don't matter if you're a CEO of a multi-billion company or you just a regular worker, at Jiffy Lube or something like that, you got a story. Everybody has a story, and I just like listening to people's story because people go through all kinds of things all the time, and you never know what people are going through. That's why I always treat people with respect. My mannerisms. I make sure I bring that good energy to people because you never know what they're gonna what they're going through, and you never know what can be that one thing that makes them click. Uh, I heard Most Def say, uh, people wonder why when they say that's the straw that broke the camel's back. But you look under that camel and it's a million straws under that camel. So it wasn't that one straw. It was, over a time people break. So I just treat people with respect. That's all I ask for is respect in return. And other than that, then I'm good. Like I ain't got no problem with nobody. Uh, so I'm gonna be. I guess I'm gonna be choosing some topics to talk about. I got a set of topics to talk about with the guests that's coming on. But other than that,
so it wasn't that one straw. It was over time people break.
The topics to talk about with the guests. So when he comes on, I got some questions we're gonna talk about. We're gonna chop it up. After that, for right now, I'm just gonna be, talking. So as of now, if anybody in the chat wants to ask any questions, as I just just talk about different things, man, just let me know. I'm answering questions today. You're getting the raw and unfiltered. So you know what I'm saying? As we say on this podcast, we take the condom off over here. So you get the raw. One thing I wanted to talk about though, I'll bring it back up later, is I actually wanted to talk about this thing that's going around. I don't know if you guys is on TikTok, but it's this thing going around. I don't even want to call it a trend, but it's this thing going around. Like if you as a male, right? Or I think even if as a lesbian or any of those, if you don't like, say for instance, if somebody say, would you date a transgender woman, a transgender man, which a man that's been changed into a woman, and they ask you, would you date somebody like that, and you say no, I prefer a real woman, they'll say, oh, so what's the definition of a real woman? And you be like, oh, well, I want a woman that can, have kids. They be like, oh, well, all women can't have kids. Yeah, we know that. And not all men can get women pregnant. So when she says she want a real man, that's not saying that just because he can't give a woman a baby that he's not a man. But then they call you transphobic, or it's transphobia. Like it's almost like you can't say what you like and what you prefer without somebody criticizing you. I'm gonna be real honest. Like I was that person before. I'm like, why? Like, why would you do this? Like, you know what I'm saying? But then I got to the point to where I'm like, you know what? These people got their own lives. You know what I'm saying? I'm not paying none of their bills. You know what I'm saying? I'm not financially tied to them or spiritually, tied to them or inclined to even any of that. So my opinion is just my opinion. It's not my room to try to force anybody to live a certain way or date a certain person because of certain things. Now, what I don't agree with is when women immediately go to the money aspect of things. Like, can you afford X, Y, and Z? Like, if a man could afford X, Y, and Z, is that, or if he can't, is that really a deal breaker? Like, you're not really worried about the character. You're not worried about his values. You're not worried about what he stands for, what his morals, or anything. It's just, what can you do with me? And then on the flip side, man, we want we want the woman with the banging bodies, the ones that we see on Instagram, and what's up? Okay, Ben said, it's not my cup of tea. My choices is not the same. It's not the same as judgment. Well, yeah, like, but the way that they got it going is that you're judging. Like, if you choose not to date a transgender, you're judging their position. Instead of you just saying, well, that's just not me. I don't cut like that, And it's it's scary because this is gonna make its way to the school. I don't know if it has already, but I know they trying their best to push this into school. When I don't know if y'all seen that story. I want to say it's like a year ago. They had like drag queens reading at schools and stuff like that. I'm like, so you don't want me to force anything that I believe onto you, but it's cool if you nonchalantly force something on my kids. Like, it's bad enough y'all miseducating them anyway. Now you're gonna do this. So it's an agenda, man. It's definitely an agenda, and it's sad because a lot of people are not on this. Um, I guess I would say this thinking process of, they don't think it's an agenda against. I don't even want to say black people, but just the people that's not in that 1%. It's an agenda against everybody that's not in that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they're gonna pin us against each other. Uh, they gonna do whatever they gotta do to keep chaos going. All these things that we people look at conspiracy theories as like these crazy people that just making up things. And I'm not. I'm a low key conspiracy theorist. I'm not like a hardcore conspiracy theorist where I'm like dedicating like every moment of my life to like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like that, but I do believe it's hidden agendas in every move that the government does. It's always a hidden agenda. I don't. I just for the life of me, I can't understand. I can't see them doing something just out of the kindness of their heart, with not something, another motive behind them. But you know, um, that's just me. Right now, I'm sharing. I'm sharing the podcast to everybody. I do this every time. I don't know if anybody else does this, but I do. I think I didn't got kicked out uh a couple of groups for sharing. They're like, you can't share it. I'm like, man, look, I ain't read those rules in a minute, so I'm just sharing to everybody. So uh yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Um all right. So let's see, Ben. What you say, Ben? Ben says people's dating standards are stuck on things that they feel matter. Yeah, and I tried to explain to some. I'm gonna say women. I tried to explain that men, for the most part, I'm not gonna say all men, but for the most part, men are not concerned with your financial status. Of course, men don't want no bums. Nobody wants a bum, like somebody that's just not gonna do nothing for themselves. Of course, nobody's gonna do that. But like, so the example I used was, if a wealthy man walks into Walmart and he sees uh, a good looking young lady, he's still gonna holler at her. The Walmart thing is not gonna bother him, right? He's still gonna holler at her. He'll still, shoot his shot. On the flip side, now this is just me personally. This is what I believe. I'm not saying this is fact, but this is just me personally. If a financially stable woman comes into a Walmart and a dude that works at Walmart tries to holler at her, she's not gonna give him the time of day. I'm not saying all, I'm just saying most. She's not gonna give them the time of day. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Ben says the biggest thing is this: people's key foundation of themselves causes them to pass judgment on what they feel they deserve. Yes, you deserve the best, but what did it take to get there? Yeah, I agree with that. Because I believe. What's up, Chris? I believe all women and men deserve the best. For some apparent reason, all right. For some apparent reason, women are put on this high pedestal, which like I say, I'm not bashing for that. I definitely agree. Your woman deserves the best that y'all can get. I'm not saying that the man deserves any less. Like, it was this whole thing like on Facebook and social media, like women is like, no, he has to be making. And like I say, I'm not knocking you for your preference. I'm just saying we got to deal with reality. She wants a man that makes X amount of dollars. She wants him to be paying for purses, trips, nails, spas, clothes, the house, all these things, right? And then you ask, okay, so like, what is your duty in this? What do you do? What are you bringing? And she's like, well, I'm going to bring him. Of course, one of the main things is sex, right? I'll be his. I'll be there to listen to him. I'll be there to whatever the case may be. But I always heard this. Men with all that money, they got a whole lot of options. This, from what I can see, most men that are millionaires, they got a load of options. And another thing is, I don't think women understand this, and men too. But I say women too because I hear this mostly from them. They not. Let's see. So let's say a man is, all right. Before I say that, let me see what Ben says. Okay, Ben says men are the same. They feel they deserve the Bentley or the Lexus on their first day of on the job. But understand you got to put your work in to do that. Don't expect an apple from a tree you planted yesterday. Oh yeah, definitely. And this is a secret that a lot of people might not know. But Lexus is nothing but a Camry with a different body shell. It's literally the same car. Like you can literally put a Lexus or a Camry body frame on a Lexus. Or you can use the same parts. Like they take the same parts. So okay. Okay, hold on, y'all. This is why I need a door with a lock, little munchkins. But yeah. See, I think but I think the whole point of the cars is most people want to look like they are making this money, and that's a way of showing that is that you're you go buy these certain things like the Gucci belts, the Louis Vuittons, the all this expensive stuff, but then but what do you own? You know what I'm saying? Like it's no ownership or anything. Like, do you own a house? Do you own some property? Like, do you have these certain things that you would think you would have versus going to buy that Gucci belt, and it ain't nothing but just to show other people that you got money. Like, why do you want people to know that you got money? Me personally, I want everybody to think I'm broke, and for the record, I am broke. So we're gonna leave it that way. It don't matter how much money I get. My definition of spoiling myself is not Gucci or Louis or whatever these brands is. That's definitely not. And I'm lucky enough to have a wife that is not materialistic, to where she's like, "Hey babe," "Hey babe, I'm gonna go buy you a Gucci purse or something like that." She's like, I don't need that. So it's definitely the ego. It's definitely the ego. So, but yeah, man, it's crazy, man. This world is definitely not the same as it was when we were little. Like it's people out here buying like Jordans. That's now if you can afford this, by all means. But I just don't see the point in buying a shoe that already has come out 3 times, and they're just upping the price. There's no nothing changed in it. It's the same shoe. It just comes out 400. Then the next year it comes out. Next 2-3 years it comes out 500. You know, it just it just keeps. I don't. Let's see what you say. Right, and on Baby Boy when he said guns and butter. That's pretty much what it is. Guns and butter. Let's see. Ben says a lot of people in relationships focus on the right now, not long term. I want the Versace this and Gucci that, but living in the Ben. Ben, you just said a mouthful. I've always said that. Like, what's the point of getting this car that cost, let's say $40,000-$50,000, or just getting a regular car and hooking it up, putting like 6 or 7 grand in it, but then you pull up to an apartment complex. Like, which one is more important? The car? Because I mean, at any point they can literally kick you out that apartment. Like, there's no loyalty there. You know what I'm saying? So, what, you gonna be sleeping in that car, that $42,000 car? Like, I don't know, man. They probably bad. They probably as bad as they just got Louis on them. They probably about as good as what's the ones you get at the clinics? What's those ones you get? Durex. All Jordans are literally the same. Right, they are. Why go to Macy's when you can go to right? All right, so I guess just join us. I'm about to bring them in. So here we go.
Baby, can you give me some headphones right quick?
What's up, man?
1 second. I need some headphones. On the side of my bed. They should be.
Goodwill and Marshalls. I've never shopped at Goodwill. I shopped.
Hey, you froze up.
I'm froze. You froze on mine. You good? You straight?
I don't know if that's your internet or my internet. All I know is that you
Why
niggas
is
are
yours?
like,
You doing the same thing though? What?
What is the Fortnite thing?
Out after I get off the podcast, I'll get you. Worry about no Fortnite, boy. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's anybody in the oh. Well, see, there you go. He borrowed the Wi-Fi like Blue. Let's see. It's financed and no gas and can't afford the brakes. Exactly. People don't realize when they be wanting these when we want these foreign cars or whatever, like nobody takes in consideration of the maintenance. Like, do you know how much it costs for an oil change on the Bugatti? It's another car. And people don't. They financing phones now. Definitely. Definitely. Let's say Ben says the big thing right now is everyone screaming it's a hot girl. It's a hot girl summer when the president Megan caked up right now.
I have to get on my phone because my internet tripping.
It's all good, man. So, everybody, this is a special guest that I was telling y'all about. I didn't want to ruin the surprise, but man, we got
You put in the
we got Alvin Perry in the building, comedian extraordinaire, taking people belts and stuff. How does it feel to be the best comedian? How does it feel to be the best comedian in the city right now? You still choppy.
I don't know if I'm the best. Somebody take that away from me. I know it's my internet. It's connected to this house, to this internet. So I'm trying to. That's the problem. That's the problem that I'm having. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta disconnect all this stuff from the internet so that it ain't no problem because it'll just keep on being an issue. But yeah, no, I don't know if I'm the best, but I'm definitely one of the funniest people in the city.
I feel that. So who would you in a comedian? Let's say, because I know this is probably like a common question you get, but like who is? I'm just curious on who your like top 5 comedians are, if you can do that.
And period. Oh, that's easy. Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle. I want to say Bernie Mac. No. Chris Tucker and some more.
Chris Tucker over Bernie?
Yeah. The thing about Chris Tucker and Eddie Murphy went through the same thing where once they got into movies, they got away from comedy. So when Chris Tucker came back, it appears that he wasn't as funny. But Bernie was like Bernie was funny, but people didn't appreciate Bernie Mac until the Kings of Comedy. That's when people really recognized how funny Bernie Mac was. And really Bernie Mac kind of changed up his style a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But everybody raw in Chicago, so that's where Bernie Mac is from. They all raw. They had different type of comedian and stuff like that. But no, Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, and some more. I mean, not Chris Rock, Chris Tucker. The reason why I say Chris Tucker is just off of Def Comedy Jam, just off his 2 appearances off of Def Comedy Jam, is some of the funniest shit that anybody has ever done. Because he came out there.
If they didn't see Def Comedy Jam though, they wouldn't.
Yeah,
they wouldn't get it. I had to sneak and watch Def Comedy Jam.
The one thing about comedy, and you're a rapper, you know what I'm saying? You used to rap. I don't know if you still do. You understand this? Is you have to have confidence to be on that stage. Performing is not like, because I'm good at something, I could just get on the stage and perform. When you're in the booth, ain't nobody watching you. You ain't got a million people in the booth.
Right.
But when you on that stage, you have to put on a show. So you have to entertain this crowd. And that's the thing about when you actually get on that stage. And he came out with so much confidence, like, and that's what I like is I like confidence. I like the wittiness and all the other type of stuff. I said some more because she's a funny female comic. I don't want to leave no females out.
Is Samora really Miss Tennessee's daughter?
No.
Well, I don't know why. That was like a huge rumor going around. But what was crazy is I asked Miss Tennessee about that, and she didn't say nothing.
I don't even think she has no ties to Texas at all.
Nah. Samora is the one that was on the Kevin Hart movie, right? The Soul Plane, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I had asked Miss Tennessee that. I was like, "Hey man, is Samora your daughter?" And she just like, I guess she probably heard it a couple of times before, so she just like rolled the eyes. She didn't even give me a response. So I just figured it was.
Yeah, she's still doing comedy specials and stuff like that.
Tommy Davidson. Oh yeah, Tommy Davidson is funny too. He was a different kind of funny. Tommy Davidson he got a stand-up
a lot. He had one a couple of years ago. A lot of comedians don't get they just due because you gotta look at it like you gotta look at everything like back then, like it wasn't no opportunities like they have now. Wasn't the internet, wasn't YouTube, wasn't Instagram. So it wasn't all these platforms that you can put comedy on and see all these comedians. So when these comics was killing the game and they was the funniest people in the world, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to have a TV, you have to see them on in living color or HBO special or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no Netflix or none of that type of stuff then. And you could just upload something on YouTube. So when they had their runs. And so now you look at say 20 years later, you know what I'm saying? Def Jam just celebrated their 25th anniversary when they started. So you think about 20, 30 years later, these people are still trying to do comedy and make this new generation of people laugh. It's like the same thing with the new people are like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Hold on real quick. I have to close my door. Yeah, it's not the same. So, but yeah, Tommy Davidson, I like comedians that can do characters, that can do impersonations, and that's like animated. Now, I think Mike Epps is a fool. I don't think he's funny. I don't think he's comedian funny. I just think he's a fool. I think Kevin Hart is a smart businessman. I think he's also a fool that can perform well on stage.
Right.
But Tommy Davidson, man, he definitely don't get his props.
What about Cat Williams?
Cat Williams is in my top 10. He would probably be 6. Cat Williams.
I think I remember him and Kevin Hart was having that little thing. I honestly think Cat Williams is way more funnier than Kevin Hart.
Yeah, he's naturally funny.
Right.
Cat Williams, I don't even know if he actually does. Like me, I don't write jokes. When I'm on stage, I'm freestyling. A lot of stuff I remember over the years, but I don't have like I don't sit at home and be like, yada 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 yada. I don't have a setup and a punchline, none of that type of stuff. So that's how Cat Williams comedy come across to me, like he just talking to the crowd and making things funny. And I like that because that means that you can entertain anybody. Because this is the thing about comedy. The difference between comedy and rap is there's no beat. So you might like a song for the beat. You might even like the lyrics. You don't even care about the lyrics. You might like the beat. With comedy, there is no beat. You're the beat. You're the lyrics. You're everything. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not funny, that dead air, when people are not laughing, it could fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta know how to transition and switch it up. You gotta know how to read the room and the crowd and pay attention to what's making them laugh and stuff like that. So if you rapping, you can't just stop rapping in the middle of a song. If anybody, I mean, you can. It doesn't have the same flow to it. You know what I'm saying? With comedy, you can change it up real quick if you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You could be like, okay, like I was when I won the belt the first time, I said something about racism, and I'm in this room in front of a whole lot of white people and Mexicans. So when I say that, because I said Mexicans ain't as racist as white people, and then everybody got quiet. Well, I recognized that right away, so I switched it up right away. Like I didn't try to keep that same thing going. Like fuck it, you know what I'm saying? They just gonna have to deal with it. It was like, nah, let me switch it up real quick, and then go somewhere else, and then I won the crowd right back without missing a beat.
So that's because it's pros and cons to freestyling and to writing your material.
Oh hell yeah! Well, if you have a set, the best thing about it is it's like boom, 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 boom. There's a flow. When you freestyling, there's not necessarily no flow. You just have to either know how to go at a certain pace or just pay attention to what the crowd reacts to. So somebody might, if you ever go to open mic, a lot of people talk about sex because they know that some people relate to it. Well, that might be the whole set. That might, like, if you know people reacting to something, then you just, okay, I'm gonna just tell a whole bunch of sex jokes. You know what I'm saying? But if you got a set, then you might be talking about sex, you might be talking about your kids, you may be talking about this, and it's flowing differently. You know what I'm saying? You know how to, your timing is perfect and everything else. When you freestyling, you can be in the middle of a joke and they like, all right, your set's, you got 1 minute left, and whatever it is, you going through that and you gotta try to wrap it up, and it can throw you off. But I've been doing it so long, it's literally nothing to me.
How long have you been doing like because I'm pretty sure you like
9 years.
But I'm saying you like everybody else that's like when you probably been doing comedy since you was coming up though.
Oh well, being an ugly kid. Yeah,
wait, don't you got siblings? Right? You got siblings, so what would you rank yourself in the siblings?
Yeah, I got. They used to roast the shit out of the funniest. I'm the funniest. So what are you talking about? I'm the youngest boy. Each other, we make each other laugh and stuff like that. I know the internet is tripping. Let me know if I'm.
You gotta. I know when my uncle Mike comes, you have to be ready to defend yourself because he is gonna find something. Like if we go to my grandma's house and you walk in, if your shoe is untied, he'll be like, "Oh, here this nigga go, can't tie his shoe. Look at him." Then boom, it's on from there. So like for an hour, you gotta defend yourself because now everybody jumping on you. Man, yeah, I bet. Look, he can't tie his shoes. I bet his jaw is probably still brown from earlier yesterday. Like it's just a landfall. So like I don't think people understand. Like when you grow up, and my uncle them they ain't never did no stand up. But when you grow up within a family that's always cutting, like you gotta be quick. So I'm pretty sure you take some of that into your routine, right?
Yeah, you can't be in a family where people always cutting on you, or even your friends. You got to know how to be witty. You know what I'm saying? So I tell my kids even now, like my kids come back home and say, "Daddy, somebody made fun of me," or "Daddy, they said X, Y, and Z." I'm like, you just got to be funnier than them. Like I can't come to the school and beat up no kids. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
You gotta learn. Like this is something that you're gonna go through in life. Where people gonna say something about you no matter how you look, because people are find a flaw in anything. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, you wear glasses. Oh, you elementary, like, oh, you 4 eyes. You got 4 eyes, and everybody, you got 4 eyes.
That was me. I was one of those people that said you had 4 eyes. And now look at me. I wore glasses.
I wore glasses. I had a gap. My name is Alvin, so I heard Alvin and the Chipmunks. Then I had one gold with a gap. Then I had a chipped tooth with a gold tooth. Then I got another gold tooth, and I still had the gap. So everybody like, oh, you got the gold teeth with the gap in your mouth, and then they was like, oh, your golds ain't golds, they silver. And look, I got knots in my head. It ain't nothing that I ain't heard already. So it's not like I'm not sensitive to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? As years went on, I used to fight because you either gonna be funny to me or you have to whoop me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So you can't fight forever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to start being funny to people. So at school, at home, You know what I'm saying? I got tired of my brothers making fun of me, and then it made me more witty, kept me on my feet.
I didn't know that Treasy was your brother.
A lot of people think
I used to work with him.
A lot of people think he our cousin.
I used to work with him. I used to work with him in a liquor warehouse, and I knew he did music, but I did not know that y'all was related. And then like once we started working together, and then once I got on, because at that time I wasn't even on Facebook. So once I got on like social media, and then I started seeing, I was like, wait, hold on, wait, what? I said, bro, I did not know y'all was related.
Yeah, everybody they either think they think he our cousin, or they don't know he related to us at all. But yes, that's my brother, same mama.
And I just seen that picture of that you posted on Facebook. I think it was you, him, and Walter. Yeah. And then I didn't know. See, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know. Well, no, I kind of knew Walter. You and Walter was related. I didn't know y'all was brothers, but I knew y'all was related.
We look alike. Everybody think we the same person.
But I didn't see Walter as much because he's older. So I didn't see him as much.
Well, he went to prison, and then he came home, and I ain't gonna say he was like low key, but you know what I'm saying, like he just
kind of stayed out the way.
Since the boys, that's my boy Nate McGarry.
Yeah, he old as hell too. Yeah, he was another one of my family members I had to defend myself from. So,
man, they definitely wasn't funny. I don't know how.
But you know when it's rolling, like, so I'm pretty sure you know most of my cousins, Nate, Tyra, Vincent, Dwight, Tati.
Yeah.
Glenn Jr. I don't know. You know Glenn Jr.
I know Glenn.
Yeah. So
I had some songs with Glenn.
Yeah. I was just about to ask you about the music.
Me and Glenn had some songs together. Me, Glenn, and G Clef, we had some songs.
Okay.
They got lost in the sauce. Yeah.
Man, dang, I didn't know that. That would have been something to hear, man. Why you stopped doing music?
Actually, I didn't stop doing music.
So you still doing it?
Once a year, I do a song. But no, I'm old.
So you like Lil Duval?
Yeah, I'm old. That's all.
He said, "I'm old. I ain't stopped doing music. I'm just old." So
let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story real quick. When I got out of prison in 2005, I was finna turn 26. I was 5 days from my 26th birthday. So me, my cousin Tyrone Darden, C Dukes, us and some other people, we was all like a group basically. It was Diamond Status. Yeah, we was Diamond Status back then, and we was doing music before then, but at that time we was like a little group, and we sat down, we had a meeting on how we wanted to do this and stuff like that, and then I ended up getting into it with my cousin, and so then I was like, man, fuck music, you know what I'm saying? But I was only free for 13 months, and I went back to prison, and I did 3 years. So when I came home, I was 30, and I was just like, man, I'm too old for this shit. But people always wanted me to rap. Like they would be like, oh man, you know, when you still rapping, you gonna put something out. And this was before, well, I can say before Facebook, but really before I was on social media like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like all the hood niggas, because you know I was a gangster rapper, and they wanted to hear me, you know, rap and stuff. So I would still, you know, record. And then when I called in 2011, when I got raided, I was like, well, I'm gonna put out an album. That's how I ended up doing the songs with Glenn and G Clef and T Pope and Cheddar and QTZ and Kylie. Like I had all these songs. And Cheddar, man, I'm so mad at Cheddar. I gave Cheddar these songs to mix for me, and he lost them.
Oh,
T Pope lost the songs we did. Glenn lost the songs that we did.
Yeah, he lost a lot of
songs that I had like on a drive. He had them for a long ass time and was procrastinating with mixing the song. and then he lost it.
Cheddar was hating on you.
Nah, he wasn't hating.
Cheddar, man, come on, Cheddar. Everybody gotta eat, man.
But the main song that he lost that was really important to me was I got the song called "I Represent." It's about the East Side, and that song originally has me, him, and QTZ on it.
Mm-hmm.
But he had the remix, which had me, Chase from Techno, Big Mister,
mm-hmm.
me, Big Mister, Lady Lunatic, Kylie, and Treasy. Treasy was on the song. So it was like basically like an all sides kind of, you know what I'm saying, song. And I was supposed to get a Mexican on there, but Kylie came through. I hit Kyle because we recorded at Texas Final Studio. He came through, did the verse. Lady Lunatic came through, did the verse. Lil Pooh said he wanted to get on it. I never got the verse from him. Oh, then I had a song with Big Cliff that he lost, and Cliff was mad at me because he thinking that I'm hating on him. It was me, Big Cliff, and Big Mister. It was a beat that C Dukes had did that got lost too. I don't know if you know who Swiss is. She locked up. Me and her did a song that was on there that got locked up. I mean that got lost too. So,
Do you got any songs that's out like that we can be like?
Yeah, they on my YouTube.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go check it out, man.
Yeah, the song I did with Glenn, one of the songs I did with Glenn is on there. We did
Is it this one?
We did it was a Wale song with Rick Ross. You
know that's all in my arm, my neck,
yeah, we did that.
Oh, I didn't know you was on that.
Yeah, we did that. Because the only reason why I saw the internet is because he did the little flipogram type of
right.
Video.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did one of those, so that's on there. And then some stuff I did like recently. But you know, whenever they got like a challenge, I always do those. So I got like a whole bunch of stuff on Instagram and even on my Facebook. I upload some shit every now and then. But
I remember you had did one. You had put a beat. I think this was like a year or two, maybe a year ago, and you was like, if I buy a beat, would y'all, somebody spit on it? And I think I don't know what beat it was, but you posted it. I did something to it, but I didn't hear nobody else do nothing.
It was a lot of people. I'm on a podcast, baby. Come here. But I went to Facebook jail after I made that post. Did you have fun? I love you. Make it close my door. All right. Boy, I went to jail. At that time I was in Facebook jail like 6 months out of that year. So
like for what though? Like
for
community guidelines?
Yeah, they hate me. They
can post. You can post. We can see George Floyd get killed on Facebook, but they be wilding on that.
The last time, baby, close the door.
It's the same on TikTok though.
Yeah, the last time they got me was for something that was like from 2019 that I had already been punished for. Hold on.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they tried to get me recently, but I appealed it. And I never win. I was excited. I was like, yeah.
So Mayzella wanted me to ask you a question. She said she wanted to know. She wanted you to talk about when you make a statement about promote businesses to certain types of Black people. I think it was something that happened at Blow, like it was some shootout or something that happened at Blow. I think he was like a certain price.
I think I know.
I remember you talking about that on live.
Well, people always complain about Black people not supporting Black people and whatever. As we get older, like I'm 42, and this is not, I know Jason Shields. I like Jason doing. Okay, so this is anybody know anything about business? You should know this. In big business, they do demographic studies, right? So
right.
people say, "Oh man, ain't nothing in San Antonio," or people get stuff late. It's not that San Antonio gets anything late. San Antonio is 60-something% Hispanic. So you're trying to bring a hip hop artist here. Hip hop artists are usually, people that's black music.
Right.
So why would you bring a hip hop act to San Antonio that's 63% Hispanic? Like, you know what I'm saying? And they know that it's a spread out, demographic, like black will spread out. So that's how you got to look at it when you do business. You have to look at who you targeting. You know what I'm saying? So you are opening up a business that you know that you're going to get an influx of street niggas, hood niggas, you know what I'm saying? People that probably going to be packing guns and have beef. You have to think about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I want my business to thrive and do I want people to get hurt?
All right.
It might be a great idea, but at the same time, it can be detrimental to the community and to the people. You know what I'm saying? So when it's the same, put a certain fly together. Got a fly with a half-naked woman on there. Who do you think you're gonna attract?
That's true.
You got a fly with a slab on there. Who you think somebody in the corporate office that work at a bank? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what? This look like something I want to go to.
Yeah.
They don't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's
pretty much like the crowd that you getting the crowd that you advertise to.
Yeah. And look, man, I hate to say it, but black people, we got to do better. We have to get out of a certain mentality. Like, you can be from the hood and not be hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like at 42, I understand that that's all right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas like, I'm from the east side, they feel like they gotta act a certain way. You ain't gotta be crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, you ain't gotta be out here doing certain stuff because you're from the east side and that's your reason for why you're doing it. I'm from the east side. This is why I'm doing this. Nah, you can be from the east side, be civilized, professional, all those types of things, educated. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be proud of the negative image and promote that because you're from somewhere or because you're black. Oh, I'm black. That's why I act like this. Nah,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be professional. You could be whatever. You can go in a club dressed up nice and have a good time and leave, and everybody be safe. You could be like a Wet Dickies and do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's crazy is that so I'm pretty sure you heard of the dude Kevin Samuels, right?
Yeah.
So he dresses up. He of course you can tell that he keeps up with himself. It got to the point to where women was so mad of what he was saying that they just started saying that he was gay because of how he keep himself up. I'm like,
they stopped saying metrosexual. That's why.
Yeah.
Metro.
Yeah, that was big back in the. That was big. Metrosexual. I never knew what that meant. Was that just another word of being gay?
No, it was kind of like it was men that took care of themselves. They got pedicures and manicures, and they was, I don't want to say prissy, but they were just men that kept themselves up. That was dressed a certain way and everything else. It wasn't nothing gay. They were just
well-groomed men.
Yeah, well-groomed men, basically.
Have you ever got a pedicure?
Yeah, in Dallas one time.
Yeah.
My wife tried to get me to get one for Mother's Day because I took her to get one. I was like, nah, these people gonna be laughing at my feet.
Right. I got one. I got one a few times, and I didn't look at it as a masculine trait at first. Now I'm like, why haven't I been getting this done?
But see, it goes back to things that we're taught things that we're exposed to and stuff like that. So you got to think about this. I ain't had a daddy.
That's
But I had a grandfather.
That's a lot of
he was like a man's man. Yeah. I never seen him getting his toes done. You know what I'm saying? Like I never seen him in the mirror for a long time, doing this, that, and the other. He definitely wasn't painting his nails like people do now and shit like that. So, he definitely wasn't getting his nails done, filed, and he fucking dirty hands and shit. Well, he was a mailman, so his hands wouldn't say dirty.
Right.
It was definitely rough though. So you grow up and and in your mind, you like, this is what a man's supposed to look like. You know what I'm saying? When they would sell a pack of cigarettes, they showing you a rugged man. They showing you a man out here on the farm and shit like that back in the day and whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna sell you a pack of cigarettes by promoting a nice dressed dude who get his fingernails filed and his toes done and his skin is flawless and stuff like that. Nah.
They want you to look like a bum.
Yeah, you've been programmed to believe that men ain't supposed to take care of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at pictures now versus in the 80s and even the early 90s, how men's beards look. Men's beards didn't look like that back in the day. How men are grooming their beard, and it was rough, it was rugged, it was gruffy. You know what I'm saying? Even how people talk about edge ups and line ups, like even that wasn't even a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas out here looking like fresh off the plantation.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, but with men like, I can take care of myself, and you're supposed to. If you don't have a job even if you do have a job, but if you're not doing something that constantly requires you to look a certain way, then why wouldn't you want to take care of yourself? Why wouldn't you want to make sure your ears is clean, your teeth is clean, your feet don't stink and shit like that?
It's nothing worse. It's nothing worse. I always say this, dog. It's nothing worse than seeing a beautiful young lady, and when she starts talking, you like, what the fuck?
Don't give me to talk about pictures.
Like, ma'am, do you know you got a pyramid on your gums?
I know some people.
I know some too. And I always say, ladies, men too, when y'all are in the mirrors, when y'all fixing y'all Gucci belts or making sure your eyelashes is popping, don't forget those teeth. Do not forget those teeth. A dentist appointment is not hard to book.
If I'm subconscious about anything, it's my teeth because I got a lot of gaps. They ain't the whitest teeth in the world, but they not like ridiculously yellow or nothing like that. I brush them. I don't know if you can see my gums, but they pink. I ain't got no black. I don't really smoke either, so but I ain't got no black gums.
That helps.
But I thought about I might still get my teeth done one day. I found the doctor in I think he's in Columbia.
Like what, braces or something?
Nah, I might get like some veneers.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the only thing. That's the only thing that I'm really subconscious about. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I don't make a lot of videos, like comedy videos that that require me to do a lot of talking, is because when I look at like Ha Davis and Desi Banks and even Lil Duval, like they got fucking perfect teeth.
Right. Even got his teeth done. Hitman Holla.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like one of the only thing that I'm subconscious about. Like you can't say nothing to me about that'll bother me, but just me when I'm like, damn, I want to make more videos, but
when I was younger, I got braces like in middle school. So
yeah, I ain't never had no braces.
Only thing that I had ever got self-conscious for was this. Yeah. And it wasn't even that I got bald head, it was just this part. And then after a while, I'm like, okay, fuck it. I mean, people know that I'm bald. It's just, my wife is cool with it. She ain't saying nothing about it.
I ain't bald like you, but I'm definitely
no, man. Look, I need a shave. I need a fresh shave. And for a minute, I never used razors. So for a minute, I used to just use clippers and then just cut my hair, but it never got low enough. So then I started shaving my head. I'm like, oh, okay, this ain't that bad. So, after a while, I was just like, you know what, fuck it. Because half the time, if a chick talking about me, if I take that wig off, we might be in the same boat or even a little close. So, it is what it is. Some people just gotta embrace their flaws and just say, fuck,
You gotta tell them like I tell them. Like, she ain't fucking your head, so it don't make a difference.
Prison fights and riots. Dang, Ben, was you locked up? I think Ben. From the last part, Ben is a faithful. He's a faithful watcher, man. I think he's been to prison before.
We probably was locked up together.
I don't know. It's Ben from here. He might be from here. Okay. So usually we have Mayzella, DJ Blue Diamond, and my homie T1. So they both did a group call today and was like, hey, I ain't gonna be on today. And my wife, we made some plans a few weeks ago and I forgot. And then Blue was like, I just got booked for a gig last minute, so I ain't gonna better be on. I'm like, I'm gonna be solo now. Just let y'all know. I don't know if we're gonna have a podcast when we come back because y'all leaving me by myself. And y'all ain't giving me no content, so I'm gonna be talking about whatever I want to talk about. So they was like, all right, it's cool. I'm like, all right. So I had already knew I was gonna have you on, but I was like, yeah, I know he ain't got no problem with speaking his minds. Okay, Ben did 13 years, 4 in the state, and the rest in the feds. Okay, goddamn, Ben. All right. Well, I'm glad you're not in there no more, and you out. Let's keep it that way.
Hey, I appreciate you letting me make it last week. I got paid good too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey man, look. You told me you was like, hey man, you said I'm a check. Let me see first. So I told my people, hey, look, he gonna check, he gonna make sure. And you was like, nah, I got something coming. So it was cool. I mean, shit, if you're doing something that's gonna get you paid, I'm never gonna knock you for doing that.
Yeah.
So
they paid me more than what I asked for. They doubled.
What you had what did you have your gig at?
It was a private birthday party. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean it's some people I knew from school, but they had just seen me perform the last time I won the belt. So, they was like, how much you charge? And I was like, shit, I charge this much. And they wanted me to perform for an hour. I was like, shit, I ended up performing for like an hour and 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And then after it was over, because they had already gave me a deposit. And then she was like, this much, which was the deposit and then including what I asked for. And I said, yeah, that's cool. She was like, nah, give him this much. I was like, what? I was like, I need that money too.
Hey, it's like that, man. I can't wait till we get to the point where we starting to get these sponsorships and that's why I be telling people, hey man, make sure y'all share and do all that stuff because those numbers matter, man. When people want you to sponsor for them, they looking at how many people following you, who engage with you, and all that stuff. So I'll be like, man, just share, keep sharing, no matter what. Even if you don't watch it, just share it.
A lot of people don't understand about the podcasting game. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely not like unless you're a superstar, it's definitely not an overnight thing. You got to stick with it. You know what I'm saying? You might have no views, you might have 1 or 2, you might have 10, you might have 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, but you gotta keep going. One thing with me is my loyalty to others. If I just did something by myself, I would be all right. You know what I'm saying? But I'll be like, I want to do a show with so and so, and I'll try to do that. But then a lot of times, when schedules start conflicting, or whenever people, which is it's not like somebody don't want to do something.
Right.
Life happens. You know what I'm saying? And life has happened in my life, and life has happened in other people's lives. But I'm still waiting on that person. Like you had the courage enough to do it by yourself. Say, hey, look, I'm gonna go do this show by myself. Mm-hmm. Instead of saying, hey, what about next time? You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I never did in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, okay. And then we miss one show. Then we miss another show. And then next thing you know, a whole month that went by, we ain't did no show. Now you comfortable because you're like, shit, we ain't gotta do the show no more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So now I'm glad that you even said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna follow through and do this," because that's something even today I still gotta work on.
Yeah, I when they told me that, I was like, all right, cool. But then I went to Best Buy. Me and my family went to Best Buy. I got some stuff for the studio, and then I was like, man, you know what? Let's go to Bucky's. And my wife was like, all right, let's go. So we driving, and I'm like, oh snap, it's like 6:30. I'm like, all right, we're gonna make it down there. So I was smashing back here to get back here for the thing, but I told them, Travis and Blue, and even my wife knows. I told them, like, I'm here for the podcast. You know what I'm saying? So if I ain't got nothing going on, I'm gonna be here. It's not gonna be like, oh man, you know what? Well, since they not coming, I'm just gonna, chill out, just postpone it to next week. I'm like, nah, this is what because I was doing this at first anyway with my Live Pod Studios, just doing my interviews and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm real comfortable with it. It's just when you have co-hosts, it's like you got these different frames of mind and different thought patterns. So it makes the show a little bit more interesting because you got these different opinions, So, but actually, that when you brought that up, that was actually a segue. I was going to actually, tell you that, what actually made you get into the podcasting.
Man, well, for one, I did radio. I was on a one radio.
Yeah, you're right.
2 years, two or 3 years, 2 years, I think. And then after that, so I never really told nobody why I left the one radio. It wasn't no drama or nothing. When I moved to my house, it was too much. It was too much to try to do. I was working, doing that. Like I was doing the same thing except I was in a new house, so I was trying to get situated. And then I was like, man, I wasn't making the money that I needed to take care of a home.
All right.
So I ended up having to get a second job anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, but I wasn't making money from being at the radio station. So I was like, I'm gonna cut out anything that I'm not making money from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was a couple of things that I was like, I'm not gonna do this, and the other. And I ended up getting a second job anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, when I left there, my plan was to do stuff from my office so that I wouldn't have to go nowhere. I'm like, I'm just right here at home. It'd be easier for me to do this. And I tried to even do that. But I'm always trying to do stuff with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And, when I got that second job, shit, because we was doing, me and J-Boy them started doing our thing.
Right. I had J-Boy been on here a few times.
Yeah, me and J-Boy them started doing our thing. Same thing. Everybody got busy. I started the second job. And Valencia, she was selling houses. You know what I'm saying? I think J-Boy had some stuff going on. So, we could be consistent.
Right.
But I used to always be live on Facebook. Even 2011, 2012, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't no Facebook Live. I would be on my webcam making a video, I make a video.
Oh, you was doing your interviews, right? Your pop-up things?
Yeah, well, I was doing that when I first got Facebook Live. When Facebook Live first came out, I was like,
okay.
Oh, yeah. But before that, I would just do something on the webcam and then upload it, which is how we weren't friends when I did the Facebook Awards, but I did the Facebook Awards back in 2011.
I wasn't even on Facebook in 2011.
Yeah, well, that shit took off.
Oh yeah,
and it was random as hell. I'm gonna see the link to the video.
yeah, do that.
But it was, but what it was I don't know how I came up with it, but I had this webcam that I never used, so I started using my webcam. So then what happened was I was like, I'm gonna do some Facebook Awards. So I came with these categories, these crazy categories, like most likely to make a fake page and stuff like that. And I was like, hey, send in y'all nominees, who can get it, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. And it was like baddest woman on Facebook, sexiest stud and all this kind of stuff.
Man, that's drama right there.
So it ain't even like this ain't even on Facebook Live. Like this is just me reading out the paper, people saying whatever, and I'm sipping on some Ciroc out of I had a cheese jar. I had Ciroc in a bottle, but I had some Kool-Aid or some juice in a cheese jar, and I'm drinking that, and I'm just like I'm acting like I'm interacting with the audience because people had sent their nominations and stuff like that in and shit like that.
Oh, so you was acting like it just came in and you reading it?
Yeah. So when I'm reading, like I'm talking shit to people and everything else, but it was almost like Facebook Live. Like if you watch it today, it'll seem like if I was just on Facebook Live talking to people that's in the comments, but I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And they love that shit. And then I did it again a couple of months later, and then that shit got shut down because I had one called "Thirstiest Dude." And all the niggas that was nominated for the Thirstiest Dude was mad. They wanted to fight me.
Yeah, they definitely they reported it.
Yeah, I was a bitch ass nigga, and niggas was making statuses about me and everything else. Then
you haven't did it again since then?
Huh?
How many times have you did
it? 3 or 4 times.
You thought about doing it again?
Man, I've tried to do this on a bigger scale. Well, I actually get a trophy.
And man, hey, look, if you ever like do it like how you saying it, I am all the way down with it. If you need help with anything.
Yeah, the last time I did it was on Facebook Live like a couple of years ago. But every year I try to do it, but I think people are scared to nominate people because they think that somebody gonna see it. I'm gonna tell somebody. I'm like, look, if you whatever, and I made the categories. Lately, the categories have been like they ain't been controversial or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It's been like sexist Latina, sexist BBW, stuff like that.
Right.
Best DJ. I think one was like a community. I think T Pope had won that one. But people they just like to see me act the fool, so they whatever.
But they still participate.
Yeah, I mean it's been something that I've tried to do on a grander scale. Like I was like, I'm gonna get a trophy. Because everything I do in my mind is a production anyway. So I'm like, I'm gonna get a trophy. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. But I actually think that we should do more stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you why. Even like, I can't tell you this idea. I'll tell you this idea in person.
Okay.
But I had another idea for an award show, and I sat down with some people. We had mapped it all out, whatever the case may be. But the reason why we should do more stuff like that is, for one, you want to recognize people, whether it's funny or serious. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, same reason they got the Source Awards and the People Choice Awards and all these awards that they give out to people. You know what I'm saying? BET Awards. A lot of this shit is for show. It's not even for like, oh, I want a trophy. It's just like just to put on the production. Well, this one girl, they do this thing in Dallas. I don't know if they still do it, but it's called like the Hood Awards. And
I think I heard about that.
Yeah, she would tell me I should do something like that here.
Don't Steve Harvey got something like that?
I don't know.
He got something called like the neighborhood hood, something like that. Because I think the dude Brown from Medea.
Yeah,
Mr. Brown? Mr. Brown and big dude. What's his name? Not Bruce.
Lavelle Crawford.
Lavelle Crawford. Him and they was cutting on each other like for like 20 minutes, like off script, like. But I think it was called like the Hood Awards. Steve Harvey was doing it for a little bit. I think it was called the Hood Awards or something like that.
Yeah, well, we should do stuff like that. Not like, to cause no controversy, but to make something fun, to give people something to do, to you know what I'm saying? Like, people, for the black people, they say, oh, there's nothing to do in San Antonio. And I always tell people, if you got ideas, then make it happen. Like,
right.
Like, if you build it, they'll come. Even if they don't come right away, they'll come eventually. But if you don't build it and you complain about what somebody else done built or that it's not nothing there, then it's just kind of pointless. So it's like we should be creating stuff.
You should shut up. If you're not gonna do nothing, if you're gonna bitch and complain and you're not gonna do nothing, just shut the fuck up.
I'll use the t-shirt business as a good example of this. When I was in prison, I always be like, I'm gonna make my own shirts. Because my cousin was getting shirts made in 2005, 2006 in the flea market. Them bitches was clean. I was like, man,
like the spray shirts,
huh?
The airbrush.
No, he was getting shirts with pictures on
them.
But they was glossy. Like it wasn't like no. That shit was better than the shit I'm doing right now. This is back. I don't know how they were doing that shit. That shit was clean. Cause he'll take a picture up there. And like whatever picture when he get the shirt, it'll have like a gloss on there. I don't know how they were doing, but it'll look real nice and professional. Like it didn't look like no janky ass shit. So I was like, man, we can find out how they do that because we could do that shit. But then this is when I was out for 13 months and I went to prison. And when I'm locked up those 3 years, I'm mapping out my life. Like everything that I'm doing now, I knew that I was eventually going to do. I came up with my daughter's name while I was in there. I'm like, I'm gonna do community work. I'm gonna make my own t-shirts, all that other type of stuff. So I get out of prison, and of course I'm back selling weed. I didn't completely forgot about it. I didn't forget about the t-shirts. It's just that I didn't know how to get started.
Right.
So I met Troy Nell Williams, and Troy Nell made a shirt for me. He made my Mr. Facebook shirt. I think he just dry ass made that shirt for me, and then. I was like, man, I got an idea for this t-shirt because when you're a creator, you have all these ideas. So this is when Drake when Drake had the line on I'm on one that says, all I care about my city. He said, all I care about is money in the city that I'm from. And I thought that was a hot line. So I say, hey, damn. I say, I want you to put the San Antonio skyline into Texas and on the front, and I put these words on the back. So he was like, all right. The first time he fucked the shirt up. And then the second time he fixed it. But I wore that in a T-Pope video. This is before the Skyline hoodies even came out. They used the exact same Skyline. I'm not saying they stole my idea, but they used that.
They did. We're gonna say it. We're gonna say they stole it.
Yeah, that Skyline was on Google, and I was the first one to use it. Let's just say that. But so I was giving Troy Nell all these ideas, like, man, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this, because he had the equipment. And then when I started making On the East Side shirts, well, when I had the idea for the On the East Side shirts, which was a line I said in the rap, he was making the shirts, and my wife was like, "Are you making money off these shirts?" And I say, "No." I said, I ain't trying to make no money. I just want people to wear the shirts. You know what I'm saying? And I would be taking, giving him all this business. But this is why I fucked up at. And this is what people got to understand about business and like friendships and shit like that. Because he was making all this money from me from these shirts, I was expecting him to give me a deal.
Right.
When I would get personal shirts made. Like when I wanted my own shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm expecting him to either do it for free or give me a deal.
Because you're bringing him out of the business.
Yeah, and he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So my wife was like, you make this money too. And I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't. And I found somebody to print the shirts up for me. She gave me $400 or $500 from my income tax. Because by this time I got raided and I was really on my way to prison. And I got the shirts printed up on my own. I went to prison for 15 months. I came back. Same thing again. I got some more shirts printed up. And then I was going through all these different people to get shit done. And I ended up dealing with this Mexican dude who, he wasn't like no hating ass nigga. I would watch him do his thing. I would ask questions. He told me the equipment to get. And I basically got the same equipment that he got. And I've been making t-shirts on my own since then. But if I never said, hey, I need to do my own thing, I would still be waiting on somebody else to, which was what I was doing at first. Because originally I was just making, I'm the East Side shirts. Then people started wanting, I'm East Terry's, I'm the South Side, I'm the Northeast Side, and all that. So when I was, which another thing, the same way I did Tornell, I kind of did the Mexican dude. I'm giving him all this business, and I'm telling people a price before he gives me a price. So let's say you come to me for a shirt, you say, man, I want an I'm the East Side shirt. And I say, all right, I'm just gonna charge you $12. Well, he might have been charging me 10 or 12 or $15. So I ain't really making no money. So a lot of times I wasn't even making money because he trying to make money too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So and then that became an issue because I'm like, damn, I didn't told these people it's gonna be this much, and he charging me, either more or less.
Pretty much more than what you said, right?
Yeah. So I say, man, and I was like, I gotta start doing my own thing. I gotta start, making my own shirts and shit like that, and that's what I did. So I'm on year 6 of me doing this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still going, but that's how it is in any business. Anything that we want, we gotta start waiting for people to do it. Or we don't own no venues, which is our biggest issue. Everybody say it's nothing to do with San Antonio. Well, we don't own nothing. So all these dudes that promote clubs and all that, they don't own these clubs. They gotta go talk to the owner, or somebody come to them and say, "Hey, I got the spot." Blah 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 blah. They got a studio downtown. Is where they do the public broadcasting that. I was gonna do a show there.
Is that what you told me about?
I don't know if I told you about this, but it's been a couple of years.
Okay.
The only reason I can't do a show that now is because I don't live in San Antonio technically. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to live in San Antonio city limits. I live in I live in.
Yeah.
But when you go in that studio, like when you go to this place, you wouldn't even think that this shit is there. But they got like all these studios because this is what they do the public broadcasting at. So I forgot the channel. It used to be 21 back in the day. But when you go in there, man, they got everything you need. Everything you need. And you don't have to work nothing. All you gotta do is just do your show. You know what I'm saying? So but again, it wasn't my shit. You know what I'm saying? So when it's not your stuff, you gotta do it on the days that they let you do the time, all that other type of stuff. And this is more convenient for us. You know what I'm saying? So because this is our shit. You know what I'm saying? So I can go live on Facebook. I can do whatever I want to. If these dudes if you say ain't no club in San Antonio, go to the bank with a business plan or with your good credit, whatever it is. Say, hey, I need a loan. I'm trying to open up a club. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but whatever you're trying to do, and do it. Because guess what? You're gonna go to Stone Oak, you're gonna find a spot, you're gonna start doing business there, and one or two things gonna happen. One, either it's gonna take a while to get the crowd that you need, so you might not be able to pay that, them bills and shit like that. Two, you might start attracting the wrong crowd and something might happen. You know what I'm saying? So after enough shootings and fights, and them type of people don't want that shit over there. So guess what? They'll get
they're gonna come shut you down.
But if you own that shit, it's harder for them to shut you down because you don't have to worry about nobody calling you, the owner calling you and saying, hey, look, man, I try to give you a chance. Or the night might not even be that. The night might be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of spots that already got something going on, they're not gonna give you that Friday or Saturday. They'll give you a Wednesday or a Tuesday, maybe a Thursday. And that shit, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta, black people specifically that complain about, ain't nothing to do. We gotta create opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody live and got all these great ideas. Hey man, get with some people, sit down. Derek Wilson, I don't even know what Derek Wilson is. He's fucking great at this shit. You know what I'm saying? They get spots, and they on the 30th they having a day party. Matter of fact, and it's called Sundresses and Cigars, I think.
Oh, they do like a networking.
Yeah, he always do like these events. The Lions Den. You know what I'm saying? You got the Lions Den. They had brought Misco down here some years ago. They first event I went to was a day party. And that bitch was live. They had Spinderella from Salt and Pepper. She was a DJ. And it was nice. It was at the Aloft Hotel. It was just nice. But again, we gotta create something. You know what I'm saying? This is really for the people that complain about nothing to do. You have to be the one to create something. And people complain about the radio. Oh man, the radio is trash. The radio, they don't play nothing, everything else. You know, you can get you a radio station. You might not be able to have the frequency to reach as many people as they do, but you can do it. It's possible.
And see, I had already thought about that, and I thought about what you speaking on as far as like the the buildings and stuff like that. I want to have my studio like that, like one dude that I see that he got a nice setup is Cedric from like I like his setup. I like that. And then but on the club thing, at some point when we gonna I mean, I ain't gonna say we need clubs, but we want clubs for a place to go relax, you know, and listen to music and turn up and stuff like that. But when is it gonna be a point to where we like, okay, we need some fucking schools or
never
something that's gonna bring value to the community? Like it's a lot of people that knock Dr. Umar Johnson, right? And like I always tell people, I don't agree with everything he's saying, but I like the way he thinks as far as like we need our own stuff. And people are like, well, you've been trying to do this school for how many years? And where's the building at? And I'm like, y'all knocking him for trying, but you are cool with sending your kid to the school that's gonna miseducate them at the end of the day. So how about you find a way to help and be like, you know what can I do to help you achieve this thing? Because I mean, I think it's a good idea, but nah, we too.
He's not doing his school. That school hasn't went nowhere for the same reason why I'm not doing as much community work as I used to do. So when you are doing things that could potentially be big, something happens. The stripper he's supposed to have sex with, like it's always some controversial shit happening.
Right.
People are dragging your name through the mud. So when when those things start happening, people are reluctant to help you. They like, you know, even if they want to help you, they like, you know, man, you know.
But that's crazy how that works. But then you can go to a fast food restaurant 4 days out the week, and they can mess your order up 3 days out the week.
You're still
gonna go to the fast food restaurant, and they not doing nothing healthy or nothing. I ain't gonna say for the community. A lot of them sponsor a lot of stuff, but like they're not benefiting you health wise.
People, one you have to understand, man. This is like a conversation that I could really talk about forever. We're not educated. Black people are not educated. People in the hood are not educated, whether they're white, black, or Mexican. They're not educated. A lot of times we don't want to educate ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So when I talk about education, I'm not necessarily talking about what they teach you in school. Not even talk about, you know, no black power shit or none of that type of stuff. The information is out there. It's kind of like the post I made about trading and cryptocurrency and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, people will tell somebody something, but they're not really teaching them anything. So now, but everybody is just jumping on the wave, and then they running with whatever is going on instead of doing their own independent research. You either gonna be right or you're gonna be wrong. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be right or you're gonna be wrong. But the information is out there to keep on looking to find whatever answer that you're looking for. So if you don't know about Bitcoin, you can find the information out there. If you back in the day, we only had the books that told us whatever history they want us to know. Now there's a whole bunch of information out there.
There's no reason.
Yeah,
it's really no reason not to know what you need to know.
So if you're ignorant, you choose to be ignorant. But we're so comfortable in what we're already being taught, and what we already know, and what we've already been shown. I want to put my daughters in private school, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the money now. Not saying that I can't go out and bust my ass to make up the money, but private school is all about money. But it's not all about money just on the strength of because they want your money. It's a different type of education.
They're getting those resources.
They are teaching you to become a boss, to become the next millionaire, the next whatever.
Versus a worker.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. And I remember I posted on Twitter. One of my first tweets that people even liked was it was something to the effect of, everybody can't be boss. Like you have to have some workers. So society knows this. We look at LeBron James or we look at Steph Curry and all these people. Man, these niggas got money. You think they got more money than the person that owns the team?
Right. Yeah, definitely. That's like I always say, the person that's buying the Bentley is not richer than the person who's owned the Bentley.
Yeah, who owns the patent and all that.
Right. So they're the ones that
you can laugh at him. You look at his clothes, he look crazy and everything else. But guess what? He richer than everybody on that team. Throw all their money together, he got more money than them.
I always say I've seen Bill Gates on a number of occasions in some interviews and stuff. He looks like he teaching at Texas A&M, San Antonio, with New Balance shoes and all this, but he's one of the richest men in the world.
They used to make fun of him. They had an article about him where they were saying they thought he was weird because he wore, alligator shirts with Dockers and, he didn't wear fancy, expensive suits. Fucking Mark Zuckerberg riding around in a Prius.
Right.
Like, I mean, look, man.
Because they know that money, they don't, it's almost to the fact that where like we never see commercials for a Bentley or Lamborghini, but for some odd reason, everybody know that they out there, right?
Yeah.
So these dudes, in actuality, they're smart, and I actually identify with it. As long I don't want people to know that I got money. I don't, and no matter how much, I'm gonna always say, man, I'm broke. I'm gonna always say that because the minute I guarantee you, people know Bill Gates got money. Of course, they can look him up and everything. But the minute that he starts actually showing it, because they just reading on it, they can't really visually see it. Like, what's the dude that does the trading? The white dude. Oh man. Oh, the old white dude. He's
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett. He drives like a 96 Cadillac. His house is smaller than my house. He eats McDonald's every morning, but he's one of the richest men in the world.
Yeah.
But we go and buy Gucci belts.
No. You ain't gotta go that far. Jordans.
Oh yeah.
If you like Jordan just because you like Jordans, that's fine. If you say, man, I like that style of shoe, that's fine. But if you buy Jordans because you think it's a symbol of success, you are an idiot.
No, nobody can give me a good enough explanation to know why you keep buying these Jordans over and over again. It's no explanation you can give me that would let me know, okay, yeah, man, these are the retro threes, but how many times they come out? Oh, this is like the 4th edition, but it's the same shoe.
Sometimes it's a different color.
Sometimes
they'll change a little bit about the shoe.
I've owned 2 pair in my whole life. I've owned 2 pair of Jordans. One One was given to me. I think I got those from Nate, and then another pair I got from my mom. Bought me in middle school. It was some blue, and I don't even know why she got these. Keep in mind, I grew up in the sticks, so why was she buying me blue, gray, and white? And I don't even gang bang. It's just the fact that where where I'm gonna be at. She brought me the blue, gray, and white George with the little hologram on the back. I don't know what number they are, but and all that I wore those half of the school year. I had 3 pair of N1s. I wore those the majority of the time because I was like, I don't see what the big fuss is about. But then again, I wasn't a hardcore Jordan fan, so
yeah. But I mean, look, I used to when I first started working out with 1604. It was like a culture shock for me. You got all these country folks in there. You know, man, look, I seen a Wraith. I seen 2 or 3 Bentleys. I seen nice cars come through there. People with money come through there. These ain't rented cars either. The first Bentley I seen a black dude driving it. I don't even know who he was. I remember the dude had on, he was dressed nice. He was dressed like he, might be somebody.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice his car until I just happened to look outside and shit. But my point is, man, people were coming out, New Balance on, cargo shorts, ain't matching, kids look a mess. They got that money. It's a Mexican dude. I remember, he used to always be like, he's gonna let me drive his Corvette. Well, he ain't a Mexican, to be honest with you. I think he's Costa Rican or Colombian or something.
Oh, okay.
Always taking trips. Brand new Cadillac. A Corvette. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, people ain't coming there, oh, I got the new Jordans, I got this, that, and other. And I said they ain't got nothing nice. But these people are not bragging about the clothes that they got, the shoes that they got. The man was taking 30-day trips.
Right. They showing their wealth. They showing their wealth differently.
Yeah, I'm gonna be gone for 30 days. What? Nigga, we go to Houston for the weekend, think we done something.
Houston.
Yeah, man, Houston.
Houston. Everybody can go to Houston.
I get out of work tomorrow at 1:00. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be in Austin tomorrow, but I could go to Houston. I could on my regular days I got up at 3:30. I could drive to Houston after work, turn up, come right back and go to work again.
Right. Yeah, I think another thing is that with that one thing that I've been learning, and this is crazy that I've been learning this off of TikTok. I really be on TikTok more than any of my other social media because it's more entrepreneurs on there that I've seen. And a lot of these people on there are doing this passive income thing, like affiliate marketing. So I never knew what affiliate marketing was. Have you heard of it before?
Sounds familiar. My wife probably know.
Yeah. So have you ever went on Google something, and when you see something that says ad on it on the side of it?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you click on that link, let's say you do Amazon. If you click on that link that says ad and it's an Amazon, it don't matter if you buy that shirt that you were looking for or anything else. If you go through that link, somebody's getting paid from you buying that.
Yeah, I know.
So I was like, what? So I'm shopping, but somebody's getting paid because I'm shopping.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So when I learned that, I was like, you know what? I got to figure out how to do this. So that's one of my goals is to figure out how to do it because it's a young dude that I follow on TikTok. He like 17 years old, and he's like, I'm not showing you. If you're trying to get rich, don't follow me. I'm not trying to make you rich. I'm trying to get you to where you financially free, to where you don't have to wake up at 5:00 in the morning to go to work for 8 hours and you're not getting paid what you're doing. It's you would rather make this money on vacation. Like you can be on vacation. Those 30-day vacations, you can still be making money off of that. And yeah. I'm like, man, and that's a lot of people that don't know about it. Surprisingly, even though as common as it is, it's a lot us that don't know about it. And I'm like,
and see that's the thing about it is that when I go back to lack of education, if black people, not all of us, but a lot of us don't if it ain't like fun, you know what I'm saying? Or if it doesn't sound like something they can make money, right? Like if it's not something that's trending, like you know how everybody's talking about Forex a couple of 2 years ago. And it made it seem like something they could just make money right away. And like how everybody's trying to talk about trade stocks and stuff like that, because in their mind they're going to make money right away, you know what I'm saying? But if they understood certain things, these people, certain information people are not going to tell you. They don't want you to know, because they only want the people that's going to take it serious to know. You know, of course, the people that are on these websites and on these apps and stuff like that are giving this information away. Yeah, they giving the information away, but
they're giving half the information, if that though.
But they're also selling it too.
Oh yeah.
So this is the game right here, right? You get involved with something, you know, whatever it is. Say it's producing for you, or engineering, is mixing, you know, and it's a easy thing. You know, you make it seem easy. You make a video, you make it seem easy, and then you tell people, I'm gonna have a class. I got a academy. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna teach you how to be the best producer in the world. All you gotta do is pay $200. You know, or it might be $200. It might be $200 to start and $50 a month. So of course, people are like, $50 a month, that ain't shit. To learn how to be the best producer in the world. You know what I'm saying? Then and then they tell you you can make money at the same time you're doing this. Whether it's flipping houses, whether it's trade, whether it's whatever the case may be. The crazy part about it is people are just now learning how to do stuff, and then a week later they got a course that they selling. Because they know that people want to make money, so people don't want to go to school no more. They don't want to sit in a class. For being in school is like being in a job. You sitting in class all these months, you ain't made no money. You still got to work a job to take care of your bills. You know what I'm saying? And then now you got to find a job after that. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you can go online, look at a couple of videos and stuff like that, or join this academy, and you can look at this on your own time and stuff like that, and boom. And they tell you how to get rich quick. They have seminars all the time. Man, look, this shit been going on for years.
Definitely.
You can make passive income. You can make you can make money. You sleep and everything else. Doing a lot of things right now that people don't want to take the time out to learn about, just by doing a couple of clicks.
Right.
That's it. Just do a couple of clicks. Just search. Google search, Bing, Yahoo, whatever it is. Again, information is out there, but nobody want to go through all that. They just want somebody to give it to them.
The easy way.
Yeah, they want the easy way. You know what I'm saying? They want to pay for nothing. I remember Glenn, matter of fact, I bought a TV from Glenn. Glenn was working for UPS. Glenn called me and said, "Hey man, I got this TV." I went and bought that TV. That motherfucker fell off the wall. It wasn't his fault. I feel like I was getting punched because I bought this TV. But
you definitely was. You definitely was.
Instead of paying somebody, I tried to do it myself. And I went and bought the cheapest shit to mount the TV on the fucking wall. And that bitch was up there for a couple of days. And then it fell off. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm gonna do? Take the TV back to him and say, "Can I get a refund? The TV broke." Nah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like people know that nobody want to go through this. They don't want to go through trying to learn something on their own. So it's like, you know what? What people do every day on Facebook? Hey, who can mount a TV? Who could do this? Who could do this? Oh, who got plane tickets for the low? And who people ask for shit for the low that's not like
yeah.
Who got the hookup on plane tickets? Like
that's funny.
Nobody.
That's funny.
What are you talking about? It's American Airlines. It's Delta. Ain't no.
or it would be something that they can look up versus making a post saying, "Hey man, you know, who can paint a bench?" And you be like, "You."
Yeah. Look, bro. I hope these people ain't watching.
Nah, hopefully everybody. I want everybody to be watching this.
This girl said, "Hey, you know, can somebody come fix my toilet?" So I said, "What's wrong with it?" You know, so she kind of described it. So I was like, "Okay." I go over there. I end up going there fixing the toilet. So when I get there, it was another dude there. Like her dude was there. So in my mind, I'm like, "Damn, why the hell?"
Why he didn't do it?
Yeah. So I go in there, assess the problem. All they need is another ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't a ball no more, but you know the thing that the it's really called like the leveler when the water rises and thing lifts up. That was it. Went to Walmart, spent $20, I think it was. It might have been $10, I think it was. I think it was $10 because I think they gave me extra $10. It was $10 for the piece. Took me less than 10 minutes to put it together. And I was like, just pay me for that and then some gas money. They gave me $20 total. But this was some easy shit.
That you can YouTube. You know, most of the stuff you can YouTube, and you'll be surprised how much stuff I done did strictly off of YouTube.
Me too. This girl posted yesterday. She says, "Oh, I just spent $350 on getting my sink unclogged." I said, "You could have called me. I ain't no plumber, but having lived in houses, I've had to learn how to fix shit on my own. So I'm not paying." I was just telling the exact same story to my wife about how we were living in a house, me and my cousin, and we thought that bitch was flood. Like I thought it was the underground pipes. But it was we lived in an older house and they still had the metal pipes, so they had rusted.
Oh yeah,
they had rusted and had a hole in the sink, and my cousin kept on turning on the sink, and the water just running through the house. So you know, I had to learn how to do it because I don't want to, you know, be people talking about charging money.
Right.
We ain't got them plastic pipes from Guadalupe Lumber Company. They come in a set. All you gotta do is screw it on.
Yeah.
That was it. I unclog my sinks all the time. I take that shit basically apart, and it's nothing because, especially now in houses, they're not as
Now it's more
they user friendly basically.
Easier, yeah. I had to do our garbage disposal, and at first I'm like, I ain't never had to do no garbage, but going on YouTube, step by step.
That's that. And who was I talking to the other day? I was talking to somebody. They say, "Man, it is true." Oh, my boss. The greatest invention ever created was YouTube.
I agree
because it's so much free information. It's so much how to, and a lot of times it's a link to where you gotta buy something or whatever.
Right.
But still, you can find out how to do a lot of things. So you don't. I mean, like we just talking about like plumbing, fixing shit in the house. It's shit that you ain't got to be licensed to do. Somebody say, "Hey, can somebody come do this?" You can make money like that. Just, hey, you know what? Yeah, I do have a little experience. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, then don't
be a handyman.
Yeah, but you could, but yeah, you can do so many things, and that's how people are out here making money. Regular people. You know what I'm saying? People that ain't even internet savvy and nothing like that. They like, oh, okay, I'm a, people are lazy. Somebody gonna say, hey, I was gonna pay my homeboy because I got these high ceilings to do the light bulbs. He's like, oh, I'll charge you $25. But I was in Walmart one day and I say, man, I need to find something because I'm gonna keep on having to do this anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Found the little long pole thing they got for the lights, $20.
You can do it yourself now.
I can do it myself now. It reaches my ceiling. It got the suction on it, all these little different contraptions that you can switch to get the lights out. it just takes patience of looking for something and say, hey man, you know what? I still ain't got my podcast room set up because you know why?
Oh, from the last time I came.
you know you supposed to came over here and they came or they
Look,
came.
I came. I was just like,
I appreciate you coming. But I'm like, I need to learn how to do this shit so I ain't gotta call nobody because it's nerve wracking, you know what I'm saying? But that's one of them things where I'm gonna have to really make some time for it, you know what I'm saying? But anything else, for anybody else, in this world that we live in right now, man, Cheddar's son, who is my stepson, he's my son. He taught himself how to play the keyboard. He taught himself how to do a whole bunch of shit. But that he's one of the smartest kids I know. Now, you know, he's dumb smart because he do a lot of dumb stuff.
right.
But I'm talking about, you know, he's good at it. Like, he makes music and he's fucking great at it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, the nigga could go to the fucking moon if he wanted to. That's how good at it is. But he's self-taught doing this. This is not like,
you know, want to get an instructor and stuff.
Yeah, he didn't go to college. You know what I'm saying? Like he played in a band in high school, so he knew enough about instruments and taught himself how to read music and all other type of stuff. But he taught himself how to edit. Man, just like so much shit that. And I was telling him back then, like, man, you know how much money you can make doing this stuff? I said, you go to some of these businesses and charge them for commercials. You know what I'm saying? Find out what I said, because you got to think about this. Everybody want a commercial. Man, that baby live.
You can bring him to me.
That's that baby.
Yeah, can you pick him up? Yeah, he 3 months.
Yeah, that's that baby. I know that crap.
He mad. He big
but
mad.
Everybody want a commercial. If everybody can have a commercial, they would. And of course, you don't have to put nothing on TV no more. You could put it on the internet. And this is what I was telling them. I'm like, hey, you can go to these businesses. You can say, hey, I'm gonna shoot you a commercial, and all you gotta do is charge them $50. Or really, you lowballing yourself. You can charge them $100. Hey, look, I'm gonna shoot you a 30-second commercial for $100. I'm gonna put it on my page, or you can put it on your page, and you'll have a commercial. Boom. You could do this. You could go to a lot of different small businesses and say, hey, this is what I'm gonna do for you, and they gonna pay you because everybody want a commercial.
And you know what? See, I just went and got me another camera and stuff. So, man, that you said that, I was already thinking that, like, you know, it's a lot of mom and pop stores that we go to all the time. Like, you know, why do you want to shoot a commercial? Even if you just have it on Facebook, you know, you still can reach a lot of people on there. And you know, I ain't gonna say who I was gonna say because I don't want nobody to go and beat me to it. But I got a couple of businesses already that I got in mind that I want to do. So now that I got this, you know, upgraded camera and stuff and everything, so I'm gonna really get on there. A lot of stuff that I haven't done yet is because I didn't have the resources to perform these actions. Like, I don't want to be like, hey, I can shoot you a video, but then I'm like, I ain't got no editing software. So now I shoot the video, but now I gotta pay somebody to edit it for me.
Yeah, you know, I went through that same thing. Having to pay somebody, having to wait on somebody. You know, if you're not taking advantage of the opportunity that's presented to you in 2021, in this day and age right now, you the problem. You don't want to be successful. It ain't about being rich or famous. It's a lot of people who ain't rich, and there's a lot of people who ain't famous that are well taken care of. They straight. They good. They ain't got to worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying? They ain't selling no drugs out here. They ain't doing no fraud ass shit. None of that type of stuff. They out here legit making a lot of money, doing a lot of shit that people doing every day and ain't even thinking about.
Right.
I mean, look, man, it's the money is there. People are paid. pay for it. You know what I'm saying? I talk about OnlyFans to people, right? Now, I gotta go.
You got OnlyFans?
No. I thought about it though. Don't get me wrong. Because OnlyFans ain't just for you know.
Well, yeah, I know.
But I did think about it though. But you know, the thing about OnlyFans is that you got a lot of girls out there trying to finesse niggas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they'll get an OnlyFans and they charge you like $20, right? $20 for a month, a subscription. Now it depends on who you're talking to. Like, man, $20 ain't shit, but then $20 might be a lot. Well, to me, the $20 is a lot if you not provide me with no content.
Right.
You know? I don't want to pay you $20 and then in a month you didn't upload two or three things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, I could have just dry ass PayPal. I mean, Cash App you $20.
$20, 20 videos.
Yeah, but so then you got these people who have thousands of followers and they charging like $4, $5. So then people are like, "What? Then you gotta think about it." What's Alexa? I mean, I already know what the answer is. Never mind. I don't even know that. Say you got 1,000 people that's subscribing to your shit,
mm-hmm.
and you charging $5. That's $5,000 right there.
Mm-hmm.
What you made. You hear at least once a month. You hear about some money that some celebrity made on OnlyFans. The girl, Cash Me Outside girl,
right?
She made $1 million in 24 hours. It was actually less than 24 hours. $1 million.
That's crazy.
She wasn't even showing nothing. She's not naked or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah,
you know, you trying to finesse somebody because you know niggas are thirsty to pay for whatever. But really,
this dude's paying for feet videos.
Yeah, you know, but really, you really could make more money if you was being smart and you said, man, you know what? I'm gonna charge $7 and I'm gonna upload a lot of content. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, whatever
it'll add up. It'll add up versus you trying to go big. You know, chances are you not uploading like you supposed to, so they gonna cancel anyway.
Yeah, they owe $20, $25. They know it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be maybe 100 niggas. It might be more or less than that. That's gonna chunk that money to you real quick. They think they finna see some pussy booty and everything else, and then you just made a little money. Now you like, oh, but again, it's people even outside of that realm that are like, man, I can make some money, and I ain't even gotta charge people an arm and a leg. You can even have the barber. You think about this. Say you was cutting hair. Barbershops are charging $20, $25 a haircut now.
Luckily, I cut my own hair. My son goes to the barber that I went to, and we get the loyalty discount.
Yeah. So you can still charge $100. I mean, $10 a haircut. Just say you charge $12 a haircut, but say what you got to do is this: you got to say, I'm gonna cut 10 hairs a day.
Mm-hmm.
That's $120 you making a day. If you cut 10 hairs a day, 5 for the week, 5 days a week, that's $600 a week. Don't seem like a lot of money, but that's what, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people are making working.
Right.
I was just making $300 a week 2 years ago. But you can make more than that if you say, I'm gonna cut this many hairs. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is. So you have to set your goal. You have to know what you want to do and say, hey, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this much for this much. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And bam, bam, and then that's it. You know, cut yourself out. Or be greedy, whatever it is you do. But don't say, I want to do something and then you half-ass do it. I can make shirts every day if I wanted to, all day. And make little, I can make a little money, I can make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So there's days that I make a little money, then there's days that I make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And then there's days I don't make no money because I'm not like I ain't worked in my office today. But yesterday I dropped off some shirts this morning. Yeah, last night I was working like a motherfucker. But if I said when I quit the gas station a couple of years ago, I said, man, I was making $300 a week at the gas station. I said, man, I can make that making t-shirts. All I gotta do is just keep
put it out. Yeah.
Keep, you know what I'm saying? Make sure I keep the business coming. And it worked out for me. Shit. I made more money making t-shirts last year around this time than I did actually working. For like about 2 months straight, I made more money making t-shirts than I did working a job.
That's why I'm actually I actually started because I was like, if I'm gonna do my live at 5 stuff, if I'm gonna buy my brand or have somebody make my brand, I might as well make it myself and sell it for a profit. So I'm in that process. I'm in that process right now. So like that last shirt that you made for me, I got some good reviews on that shirt. A lot of people like that shirt.
Thank you. It made me feel good.
I try to I like when people ask me what do I want, I just say, but be creative. You know what I'm saying? You can put your touch on it because I know ain't nobody else gonna have it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So but you good? All right, tell me something. Okay. All right. Before I let you go, go ahead and tell everybody the social medias and what you got coming up.
All right. Well, I had a show June 6th. That show changed to June the 20th, Father's Day. It's the San Antonio Kings of Comedy, featuring my Loud Pack brothers, Jerry Devo Smith, King Quasi, Bobby Smith.
I think he was. I think he was in here.
B. Smith.
Jerry Devo Smith.
Yeah. He probably was.
Yeah, he was in here.
B. Smitty, Bobby, and Blair Thompson. So that show moves from the 6th to the 20th on Father's Day. We got some we comedy wise we got some stuff out of town, but you can almost find me on any social media under comedian Alvin Perry. Instagram on Twitter is comedian Alvin P, and then I got a comedy page comedian Alvin Perry. Facebook, Bullhead Tees on Instagram and Facebook. I try to put a lot of content on Two Real TV page. Usually I just share people's posts. Like I'll share some of y'all videos. And then I do a lot of community work too. But just I don't set many friend requests these days on my regular page. I got enough room to accept at least at least 100 people, but I mean my page is public. You could see anything I post and comment on anything I post. So.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not like you have to be my friend. So you don't have to worry about saying I'm gonna delete this nigga if you don't like something I post. But man, I appreciate it. Just personally between me and you. I just like talking to you, peers. So whenever you want to come to the house, you know what I'm saying? Shit.
I'm gonna have to come. I'm gonna have to come when do you be shooting your podcast? Because I know it be you and
Cash.
Yeah, when do y'all be shooting y'all?
We usually do it on Wednesdays, but she's about to go to Disney World soon, so I'm gonna have her on soon before she leave. And then, cause I had COVID, so we had took a hiatus.
Right.
And then we just been busy lately, but yeah, she gonna be on here next week, and then she gonna be gone for probably a couple of days, but she'll be gone for at least a week. And then we're gonna be right back at it. I'm gonna be getting some new stuff to do some stuff and get my room situated and everything else. But yeah, come through. We could do a podcast, just chop it up, whatever the case may be. We both family men, so
right. When we get off, when I sign off, just stay on for like 2 more minutes because I got something I want to tell you about with the podcast that I want you to be a part of.
All right.
So I don't want to say it on live because I wanted to move behind the scenes and let you know what's going on.
All right.
But appreciate everybody for tuning in, especially the loyal ones. We got Ben, Nate, Chris. Shout out to who is this? Ovetta Gillard. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Shout out to Jerry Debo Smith. And everybody else, man, who just came in. Shout out to Alvin Perry for saying I'm coming. And anybody else, man, you just came in. Do me a favor, man. Share the content. Make sure y'all show some love, man, because those numbers, like I say, those numbers count, man. When we want to get some sponsors and run ads and all that stuff, those numbers count. But until next time, man. Shout out to DJ Blue. She booked. She getting her hustle on. Shout out to Travis doing his family thing. This is Where You Ask Podcast. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. See y'all next week.